Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kanya Lituhayu, the representation of 11C on this debate competition of Fesdita 2020. Today I will deliver our argumentation with the motion of is the boarding school system beneficial to children? Boarding schools are secondary level education institutes with students that live in dorms or on-site residences. These schools take students from a variety of regions and have them live away from their parents. This system contrasts day schools that have students live in their respective residences with parents and go to school during the day. There are several reasons to support the boarding school system as a better choice to benefit the children. First, through the boarding school system, students are easier to develop their independence, adaptive skills, and train self-motivation. Living with parents every day can lead students to being dependent on their parents. Boarding school allows them to have greater space to increase their self-reliance. In the boarding school, students are obliged to navigate their daily basis with their own control. Teachers and principals are present in boarding school as an altercation of their parents. However, their presence only helps supervise and support, and they are unlikely to be overprotective or hypervigilant as what parents usually do. Through their process of living in a boarding school, they have to resolve their own problems without any of their parents' help. The problems include their personal issues such as difficulties of managing time and also other problems involving their friends or teachers. Hence, it can be a great intermediary between childhood life and adulthood independence. Second off, boarding schools introduce students to the real-life scenarios at an early age. This can really help them later in life. Boarding school system ensures that the students are well prepared for university life. In the transition phase from school to university, students are often faced with many challenges beyond the comfort of the family home. Being away from the support system of family and longtime friends, and the challenges of becoming acquainted with a new environment and style of learning can bear a heavy burden. Problems like those can present a great impact to students' performances on both academic and non-academic matters later in the university life. Without any comfort of learning in their new situation, it is much harder for those students to comprehend the academic materials. However, boarding school students can enjoy the advantage over day school students. Students of day school tend to be more indulged because they are constantly under the watch of their parents. Third, students in boarding schools can more easily find their talents and aspirations. By living in an environment that tailors to their academic needs, students have a higher rate of exposure to different fields of education, thus increasing the chance for the students to find where their aspirations lie. Living in the same area with the teachers creates better interaction and perspective for the teachers to see what the students' interests are. A closer interaction with teachers also makes it easier for the teacher to monitor and possibly detect a student's talent. After finding their aspirations and talents with the help of teachers, those students can more easily develop said talents. Boarding schools allow students to pursue excellence with like-minded peers. Dorms that have students live together makes it easier for friends to study together, helping develop talents and share their own aspirations. Having their schoolmates around them can also help them to increase their motivation to study, and they can develop their abilities better. Boarding schools also tend to have teachers that live on site, sometimes near their students. This makes teacher-student communication easier and also makes consultation sessions more accessible. The combination of these two conditions help the students to stay in an academic-focused environment. Another reason is to develop open-mindedness and a higher respect for cultural and socioeconomic diversity. Oftentimes, boarding schools take students from many different regions. Some of these students come from different cultures and socioeconomic standings. The variety of background teaches students tolerance and compromise in a regulated environment. By having them live together and interact on a daily basis, they can communicate and exchange stories, thus broadening each of their horizons and creating different perspectives. This is also important especially in Indonesia because students are taught to be able to accept differences which they may encounter in their adult life. This behavior will very much likely prevent inequality and disparity. Lastly, the boarding school system helps students develop more positive attitudes, including their social skills or their ability to conduct social interactions. Living with peers teaches students to get along with each other. This can help them to be more involved in the social life without having to worry about confidence, as they have been exposed to similar things during their boarding school days. In a 2011 research conducted by the Association of Boarding Schools, 31% of boarding school students said that having a community atmosphere among the school's educational dynamic is what they love most about the system. Overall, the boarding school system is highly beneficial for students. Boarding school system provides a platform for students to develop their soft and hard skills and to find their own passion. This can lead to a better preparation for their future life and therefore being more productive in their adult life. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.